What's going on, party people? Today we have a fragrance that I didn't know existed, but it is a flanker or different rendition of one of my go-to staple fragrances when it comes to just power and manhood. Strap up, guys.
Okay, doing it for two. I watch that head move side to side as I let this in into the room. You are on time, let's connect minds. Trying to get into a mood. We gon' be fine. Close up the blinds, no rush. Finish it.
All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the evening. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. A little low energy in the intro there, but you know what? It's late at night, guys. I'm always running on E on this channel. So if you get any excitement from me, you know, consider it a miracle. I work very hard. Okay, is my phone on the charger? Yes, it is. Okay. Anyway, from the house of Tom Ford, this is Oud Wood Intense, courtesy of my man Scott, nice faithful subscriber of the channel. Sent me a bunch of really cool decants for me to try. And so I'm going to do these fragrances some due diligence and break them down to the molecule. Tom Ford Oud Wood Intense. Have you guys heard of this? I didn't know there was an intense version. Is it discontinued? When did this come out? I'm showing 2017 release. Okay. Interesting. Looks cool. Let's go ahead and give it an initial thoughts. I'm a big fan of Oud Wood, guys, and an even bigger fan of Tobacco Oud from Tom Ford. So let's, whoa. This stops you in your tracks. Holy smokes. Whoa. Oh, this is different. This is different. I'm going to have to put this on skin, and I'm going to have to wash it off right after. I need to see what it does on skin, because it is such a beastly scent. I mean, the projection in the opening is intense. And, you know, kudos to them, because, you know, when a fragrance says intense, it should be intense, right? I mean, whoa. You know, this is reminding me of a fragrance. Is it Koyam? Let me pull this up here, guys. I apologize for the detour, but I always think if there's going to be something helpful for you guys to navigate, I'm going to, you know, delay the channel to... Is it Pardon? Is it Pardon or Koyam? He sent me quite a few. I think either Koyam or Pardon. Let me look up Pardon real quick. Fragrantica. Let's do Pardon first from Ordo Parisi. I would switch screens for you guys, but it's not really necessary because I just need to see something real quick and I don't need to do the special effects. Leather. Might be Koyam. Yeah, hold on, guys. Yeah, this is close to Koyam, guys, from Ordo Parisi, but way cleaner, a little less rugged and tough. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, that's the immediate vibe I got. Just this this brash, unapologetic leather note. Maybe even oud, because the leather has like a and again, I'm so sorry for the slow intro. It just is what it is. I give you guys who I am. I don't have time to re-record. I don't edit my videos. I'm just here with you. So I try to be conscious of your guys' time, but sometimes the real me comes out and the real me is tired and it's 1 a.m. at the time of this recording. But I'm immediately hit with the same tonality of Koyam from Ordo Parisi, which, if I remember, was this very animalic, unapologetic, aged leather. It wasn't quite cowboy, but it was certainly like older 40, 50-year-old man in the 80s And, you know, he has like the old school 1-story big property house with the basement. The basement has a billiards and leather couches and liquor and a TV everywhere. And this is just the scent he rocks down there with his boys or something crazy. I know that sounds crazy, right? But that's just kind of the speakeasy old leather feel. But there is a lot of like interesting polish to it. It's just not familiar to like mass appeal, you know. So only somebody in this category would appreciate the nuances in it. And so I get the tiniest oud wood backbone, but like this really intense alteration to the fragrance, which is like 70% of it has been transformed into this slightly animalic, slightly luxurious in a very cowboy hat Western way, very luxurious leather, kind of a oudy feel too. There's like a funk to it, not a smelly funk. It's just, you know, when you smell new car smell or like a brand new leather jacket or, you know, a brand new piece accessory that's Italian leather out the bag, it just comes with a smell, you know. Okay, I'll talk about how it does on my skin later, but extremely woody, extremely leathery. I feel somewhat oudy. No sweetness at all, really. Like this is like 1 out of 10 sweet. There is oud wood in the background though. This is a grown man times 2. 40 and up immediately to my mind. Okay, let's give you guys some different eye candy other than my ugly face. It surprisingly got a 4.2 almost out of 1,100 votes. So not a lot of people have bought it, but it is creeping into mass appeal territory. I don't think it's a mass appealing fragrance though. I'll be honest with you. I bet niche heads are the only ones that have this. Unisex, ladies, steer clear from this. Very cool looking bottle though. I love that presentation. I always have. Castorium. Okay. See, they picked the wrong picture. Like, don't show the gopher's teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants to go and see this. Oh, it's showing me an ad. Stop seeing this ad. Not interested in this ad. Get off the screen. There we go. Nobody wants to see this animal and know that it's in their fragrance at all. Pungent, strong animal-derived note from the beaver, today synthetically recreated for ethical reasons. I mean, I guess it makes sense because it kind of gives off a leather vibe and animalics should be in real leather. You know what I'm saying? Agarwood, oud, cypress, juniper, angelica, ginger. There's this odd backbone of freshness, but it doesn't feel fresh. Like to most people, this will feel very dry, slightly moistured, almost like a damp leather with an airiness. It has an animalic funk to it, but not a stinky funk. It's like almost like, I don't want to say ozonic, but just almost like an outer worldly note. This is a very particular individual, guys. This is like, the citrus, ginger, juniper, angelica is so background to this. Like, I feel like this fragrance is like, those notes are just making this super animalic, oudy leather smell to feel a little bit more airy and fresh, but it is a dense monster. I would imagine this would have fit in the Order Parisi line perfectly. Who is this for? Like, I could picture like, and this is a stretch, but I'm going to try to go there. I could see this on lawyers, judges, cowboys, kind of you guys know that show Yellowstone on the Peacock Network? You know, that kind of guy. Like, he runs an entire ranch, but he's not so cowboyed out that he's not modern. You know, it's like the modern cowboy, 40-plus-year-old gentleman really clean cut, runs a whole ranch and gets dirty, but when he dresses up and goes out to the pub or to a restaurant for the town or drives into town, this is what I imagine his clean scent would be. You know, he smells like a little bit of leather and funk from the job, but he also smells like he's very soapy clean. Yeah, there's a beauty to this, but this is for a very particular man, 40 and up, cold weather only. You know, it's got to be below 60, 70 degrees. Formal scent, semi-formal scent. This is classy for its caliber of like leather oud category, but it is dry, it is aged, it is grown man. I think the opening and the first 5 minutes of the scent are very pungent and abrasive and like, whoa, that's intense. I mean, just in the air, it was crazy, but it really does sit down to a little more of the cypress and juniper, but it's still animalic. Like it's a different kind of animalic. I wish animalic was just one thing, but it depends what animal you're getting the animalics from. And these were synthetically created, so I can't even say, you know, ambergris or something like that because this has been synthetically created. Yeah, cold weather, you know, 2-3 spray killer, longevity going to be 8 hours plus, stick on your skin, stick on the pillow. You know, this would be what you would wear if you were walking around with a briefcase, a leather coat, you know, maybe a nice classy man at a restaurant, but I don't think you can go below 40 with this, guys. Even as a 36-year-old man, like I would need to be seeing some of my expensive clients or catching a flight to a business corporate meeting. You know, this kind of sits in the realm of Tuscan leather, but way darker, way more mature, way less mass appealing. But in this category of leather and oud, freshened up and brightened by green, it's very classy and has sex appeal to it. But this is for the grown and sexy because this is not romance at all. This is classic man. I don't give a rat's left. You know what? I'm a man and I do what I want. And if the women come after me, it's because they want the bravado that I bring to the table. Scents like this, I think Koyam is very close to this scent. Matter of fact, let's see if Fragrantica says fragrances like this. Nothing that I recognize. There's a Bikilian fragrance I've never heard of that they say smells like this. Yeah, nothing real familiar to me on this list. There's some stuff from Unique Luxury. Gucci Intense Oud. Yeah, this is a unique one, guys. Man, it's a pleasure to have smelled this because I'm not familiar with a lot of scents in this category. Like, I feel like Koyam was like my first introduction to really upscale leathery ouds. I hope Koyam is the right one. I think that is the right one. If you are fans of, you know, Rare Carbon from Off Non, Tobacco Oud from Tom Ford, Oud Wood, Koyam from Orta Parisi, Tuscan Leather, you know, just those, some of those are more cleaner, leathery / woody fragrances. This is like 2 or 3 notches turned up on intensity and on dark manliness. And so if you're really drawn to that style, or you find yourself in suits or tuxes or cowboyed out or bomber leather jacketed out, or just over 40 and wanting to have a scent with a lot of cojones to it, that's going to be different and stand out in your collection, it might be room for something like this. How much is this fragrance? Can you still get this today? I mean, they gave it a 4.18 out of 5 for the people who did buy it. So hard to say, guys, whether I would recommend this. I think as a scent, I think in its category, it probably could get as high as like a 9. I would have loved to see them put a cherry in it, a peach, a vanilla, some spice, anything in that realm to just kind of give it something else. This is just a true leather, unapologetic fragrance. For me and my personal taste, I give it an 8, but anyone that's older men in favor of a dark, very signature leather fragrance, I think people could score it as high as a 9, but I personally give it an 8. It's above average in quality. It's a good blend, but it's got some stuff going on to it that I feel makes it a little too linear for my taste in this category, but it is very robust, very robust. Let me know in the comments if you guys have smelled this. This was very cool. Again, shout outs to Scott for letting me try this. And let me know if you guys have any questions about it. I'd be happy to review it further. I feel like I've spoken enough about this. I can't seem to find it online as far as being available outside of like third parties. Does FragranceNet carry it? I don't see it. Might be discontinued. But anyways, guys, this was Tom Ford's Oud Wood Intense, and it was quite intense. Like, comment, and subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell so you can stay tuned for all the episodes we drop every single day here on the channel. If you're into fragrance content, this is where you want to be. So give it a shot, and I hope you stay a while. Be blessed, guys. Have a good rest of your week, and until next time, peace.